Okay, so I'm talking about something that really interests me, which is bladesmithing, which really goes along with what
Did you bring
George
one?
was talking about.
Woo! It'd just be fully decked.
No, I'm afraid not. They wouldn't allow me to bring something like that into school. But anyway, so bladesmithing, obviously being, oh crap, come on, work for. There we go. Okay, so as you probably know, using a forge, hammering out the steel, shaping the blade and everything. After the Industrial Revolution, it kind of went out of style because they could forge out blanks with machines and then just do stock removal, which is just grinding it down into shape rather than hammering it out. The process. Well, okay, yeah. So let's start back over here again. Okay, so in the last decade or so, it started to pick up again as an artisan craft. And down in the States, you can become a master bladesmith. Like, one of the processes of doing that, like part of the test is you have to be able to make a billet of Damascus steel of about 300 layers at least. And Damascus steel is layers of two different types of metal, like one high carbon, one low carbon. And you start by forge welding it together into one billet. So we have a diagram here of the different working temperatures for steel. So the white hot being when you're forge welding it, so hammering it together and getting it to blend into one piece. And as you go down, it depends on whether you're refining the shape or doing finishing touches and everything. So with making the Damascus steel, you start with the two different types of steel, obviously. You forge weld it once into one piece, and then you start forge welding it do the forge weld. Then you start folding it over and forging it again and again until you get the one solid piece with multiple layers. Here are some examples of actually some Damascus steel blades made in BC by a guy quite recently. Yeah, just all the different types. And you see if you can, I don't know if it's the resolution isn't too great. It's got kind of a wood grain pattern to it, and that's the two layers showing through. That only shows through after they've done an acid etch on the blade, so the darker being the lower carbon steel and the brighter being the high carbon steel. These are just some examples in the workshop and stuff. So there's a guy using a power hammer there, forging out the billet, and then that guy's grinding the blank into the final shape. And that's about what I've got today. And yeah.
Sweet.